this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror Podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day. Welcome to Business Mondays with BM, a segment of the Business Mirror BM Broader Look podcast that tackles the performance of the Philippine stock market. The Business Mondays with BM podcast is based on the stock market outlook story written by Business Mirror reporter VG Cabuag and comes out every Monday. For the text version online, please go to www.businessmirror.com.ph and search for Stock Market Outlook. For the print edition, please go to the company section of the Business Mirror newspaper. Let's get on with the story. Share prices rose for the third consecutive week as many investors were elated with the surprise cut in interest rates by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The benchmark Philippine Stock Exchange Index rose 199.91 points to close at 7,169.79 points. Prices fluctuated towards the 7,000 point mark during the week, but climbed 2.5% on Friday, a day after the central bank announced its interest cut to its lowest in the country's history. In its weekly recap, AAA Equities Incorporated said that shares of companies that were perceived to have the highest risk, mainly property and banking issues, were scooped up by investors, causing a surge in share prices. AAA Equities said the market saw a surge in daily trading volumes as more and more investors felt comfortable taking on more risk. Investors ignored the worse than expected third quarter gross domestic product data. It showed an improvement from the second quarter but not anywhere near what was expected as businesses were able to resume after the lifting of the lockdown. The average volume of trade for the week reached 9.61 billion pesos, higher than the year-to-date average of 6.15 billion pesos, as companies continue to make deals with sentiments improving. Foreign investors were still net sellers at 2.98 billion pesos. All other sub-indices ended on the green, with the exception of the mining and oil index that fell 109.52 points to close lower at 8,189.42 points. The broader all shares index rose 135.84 to 4,219.39. The financials index increased 103.38 to 1,429.95. The industrial index added 197.74 to close higher at 9,269.93. The holding firms index was up 189.33 to 7,405.12. The property index climbed 91.12 to close higher at 3,619.71, and the services index gained 16.70 to 1,557.77. For the week, gainers edged losers 174 to 66, and 17 shares were unchanged. The top gainers were Premier Horizon Alliance Corporation, Synergy Grid and Development Philippines Incorporated, AC Energy Philippines Incorporated, Vulcan Industrial and Mining Corporation, Bogo Medellin Milling Company Incorporated, and Liberty Flour Mills Incorporated. The top losers, meanwhile, were Abra Mining and Industrial Corporation, Central Azucarera de Tarlac Incorporated, Cyber Bay Corporation, Philex Mining Corporation, Manila Mining Corporation B, and Forum Pacific Incorporated. This week, share prices may continue its gain as companies carry on with their recovery, while investor sentiment continues to improve on hopes that a vaccine for the coronavirus disease 2019 is ready for mass production soon. Companies may also start their accumulation of stocks due to the month-end window dressing. 6 months ago, when the first 1,000 cases were recorded in Manila, a vaccine in 1 year seemed too hasty and too dangerous for distribution, broker 230 Asia said. The broker added that 5 months ago, when the economy was mostly closed off and restrictions were highest, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index hitting 7,000 seemed an ambition too high and too lofty. Now, half a year has passed and science is close to making a vaccine in record time. And a few corporates are turning their earnings per share green, broker 2Trade Asia said. The broker added that the tide is turning quickly and while some correction is due, it's not bound to cut as deep. Broker 2Trade Asia advised to start accumulating stocks. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index may continue higher this week as more investors gain confidence and come back into the market, AAA Equities said. The pickup in trading volumes over the last week was a clear indication that there were investors that were waiting on the sidelines until the general sentiment improved, according to AAA Equities. Most blue chips have recovered most, if not all, of their losses since the pandemic began, the broker said. AAA Equities said in its market recap that more investors are going to flood the market, which will drive prices higher in the near term. However, if selling pressure picks up significantly, buyers may hold back and let prices go lower before coming in, AAA Equities said. The broker said that the destruction brought by the recent typhoon, as well as any potential future typhoons, will weigh heavily on the sentiment as will burden an already struggling economy. Current valuations are based on increased market activity and the improving sentiment, AAA Equities said. However, most businesses have not returned to normal and are still trying to return to pre-COVID business activity, the broker added. Broker 2Trade Asia said it sees the immediate support for the main index at 7,000 points and resistance between 7,200 points and 7,300 points. For the stock picks, broker Regina Capital and Development Corporation advised to take profits on the stock of Cebu Air Incorporated, the operator of Cebu Pacific Airline, as technical indicators are giving strong buy signs over the stock on continued buying. Regina Capital said that looking at the chart, market correction might occur before breaching its resistance at 53 pesos and 13 centavos early this week. On the other hand, support is tightly cemented at 47 pesos and 85 centavos, Regina Capital said. The shares of Cebu Air Incorporated closed last week at 49 pesos and 70 centavos. Meanwhile, Regina Capital gave the same advice on the stock of Premier Horizon Alliance Corporation as its stock price went straight up to the roof last week, recording its new high for the year. Indicators are aggressively bullish on the stock, Regina Capital said. Last week's gains on the stock might get capped as investors with attractive positions might start to take profits before the 48th week ends, Regina Capital said. The shares of Premier Horizon Alliance Corporation closed last Friday at 80 centavos apiece.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.